What's up everybody? So today I'm going to be giving you guys an update, and I'm sorry for this camera angle. I think I see that like just about all my videos. I am using my tripod and my camera this time to film, and I have very bad lighting at the moment because my lighting is just a single light here, and it's actually really bright and annoying and directly on me for once, and I don't have a second light, so I need to fix this. So it's not the best of lighting, but you could see the reflection in my glasses. So anyways, I'm going to give you guys an update. As you guys know, I did take a break. I took an 8-month break, and I just focused on a lot of different things. I filmed, I recorded my life, but I have not edited anything or even really kept a lot of the footage. A lot of the footage is actually filmed on my phone or my Samsung, and I just don't have the videos that I used to have saved on my phone because, so let's rewind. Back in February, I had a meltdown and I ended up going through a lot and self-harming, and just a lot has gone on this past like 3 years. So back in February when that happened, I took a break. I got off social media and I just really focused on myself, and I went to the hospital, checked into a ward, and stayed there for a couple nights and actually did counseling and like focused on myself there. When you go into a mental health ward and you check yourself in, you really don't have communication outside. So I didn't have any communication with anybody. I just took off. I left the cat here. I gave her food and water before I left because, of course, she's my mandatory thing that I have to take care of. And she was one thing that I wasn't gonna leave behind with no food. Sorry, this camera. I wasn't gonna leave her with no food, no water, or anything. I wanted to really make sure she was okay. So when I was gone, my dad didn't have to come in my room and take care of her because my dad and I we're still not really on good terms. So after that, March came around, I went to, like, I had a job. I went for 2 weeks, and then coronavirus happened and everything shut down. I lost my job and I've just been home since. I ended up getting a job back in July. I actually returned to Harvey's where I used to work and where I was a manager before I left to go back to school. But I was a manager there and I went to a different location. I actually only worked like 3 days, and then I left because somebody in the workplace actually said they were around somebody with the virus and they weren't feeling good themselves. I am high risk myself, so my best part was to just walk away. So I did. I went and I got myself tested. I tested negative, and then basically I've just been home, but I still don't feel the greatest. Like, my health is really not the greatest. I do have a lung condition. I do have to go for breathing tests and stuff every few months and twice a week. So I do that, but because of the virus, our hospital is no longer allowing me to go in so I do a lot of the stuff at home. And then, so after I found out about that, I found out about my lungs, I found out about pneumonia and asthma, and just like the fact that I'm high risk, I just kind of backed away from working. And right now it's the holiday season, everywhere is hiring. I do want to go back to work, but at the same time, I'm really scared to go back to work because I'm not just high risk, but my mom's high risk and my dad's high risk, and my step-parents, they have their own health conditions. So it's kind of better if I don't, because I don't want to be torn apart from my family like that. I'm already torn apart enough. So that was the whole point of me staying home. And I do have a source of income. I do have savings. I have enough to live off of for now until like next year when I have to physically go back to work. Right now I am streaming. I make an income off of streaming, and yeah, that's how I pay for everything. I receive money through the streaming platforms, and that helps me out quite a bit. And then I have my savings on top of that. So it's nice. I have a few different platforms I do stream on. They'll all be linked down below in the description box. But that's pretty much it for the update for the health portion. Now let's talk about what's actually been going on and things that are changing on my channel. So I am actually in college. September I decided instead of working, I'm just gonna go back to school, and I pay for my school out of pocket. So everything is like coming out of my savings account, and I'm okay with that. Like, I don't mind putting money towards my college because that's my education. So right now I am in my first year of college, and it's my first year in the banking and pastry management course, which I'm taking. So I'm studying that. It's actually a lot of fun. There's a lot of things that I need to figure out and get caught up on because a couple weeks ago I had an incident where I went into a mental breakdown, and I got rid of everything. I took off 4 weeks from my college, and I focused on my mental health. I slept like 90% of that time, and it just wasn't a good time of my life. But I'm talking to a counselor again and helping myself get better. Having that said, it did cause a lot of conflict and stress and just a lot of things in my college area, like a lot of things to do with the college. It has affected, and that would be moving on to graduation. So graduation is supposed to happen in less than 4 months. I've extended my graduation to happen at the end of summer. And because of COVID, like, everything's online, and yeah, like, the world is pretty much globally online right now. It's hard. It's a lot of work. It's hard. College is supposed to be fun, and you're supposed to go and have fun with your friends and everything. But I would like to have the experience of doing a lab and going into the college and taking part in the classroom, like that kind of experience, because I enjoyed that when I went to college a couple years ago. My email is constantly going off. I'm receiving notifications from every single professor, and I'm taking 10 classes. I receive notifications when they post something. I receive notifications when the coursework is updated, or when my marks are updated, or something's due. I receive an email, and it just really overpowers my email. And on top of that, I receive every other subscription email that I have, like a lot of promotions and stuff like that for stores that I have my email connected to. And that's just a lot of stress as well. I also want to try and work harder enough to bump up my grade, or work with my professors and figure out something that's going to work with them and have like extra work or something to bump my grade, to give that incentive to make my grade go up. Now let's talk about my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel has been all over the place. I've had a ton of different ideas and just different things that I really wanted to do and film and record, and I had so many plans for 2020 that everything since COVID, like I planned on having my own apartment. From there, I was gonna do like apartment videos, like setting up my own apartment, moving vlogs, setting up my own apartment, being able to financially support myself, and how basically like tips and tricks and stuff like that, like how I'm able to do it. And I just decided, instead of moving in March, because I know being laid off is a lot harder to be able to give a rent to someone. If I didn't have the option to stay, then that would have been my option to, like, I would have had to go back to my mom's or move out and get my own apartment. I have enough money saved to move out. I have everything I need to have my own apartment. The only thing I'm missing is a couch, and I haven't bought a couch, but I do know what couch I want to buy. And I have enough money for it, but I haven't bought a couch because I have nowhere to store it in this house. I live in a basement. I don't want the musky scent being on the couch. Like, it's just not a good space right now to store a couch. I also have a cat, and I don't really know if I would trust her on a brand new couch right now. So when I do decide to put the cat down and I move out and I live on my own and I don't have any pets, then I'll make the decision on buying a brand new couch and putting that in my apartment. As far as that goes, now I have 3 months, and in 3 months I actually have to move. Like, I have no choice. So my parents are moving out to a trailer, and I have to move out on my own. I have to move out closer to my college, maybe even move on college campus. I haven't really figured anything out yet, but we're still in December of 2020. I have till March 21. I'm debating on going back to my mom's. If I go back to my mom's, I won't have YouTube as a hobby because I would have to be working, and just like there's just a lot of pros and cons to look at, and I'm not ready to go back to my mom's. Like, I moved out of my mom's for a reason, and I moved into my dad's. That was the option. I have a cat, and my stepdad, who is recently been brought into our life. Like, when I moved out, my mom wasn't with my stepdad, and now she's with him. So he's also severely allergic to fur, animal fur, which means that the cat being in the house will not be possible. But there's a lot going on in my life, and there's a lot that I'm not saying at the same time. But eventually, when I get more comfortable and I share more things, maybe I'll end up sharing that with you guys, and you guys can help me through the whole situation and stuff like that. I am streaming on my platforms that I stream on, and you guys can go and find me on those streaming platforms at xxtasha xx, and Tasha being with an extra A, exactly spelt the same as my username. So I will put a little thing on the screen to show you everything that I stream on. Next year, we are going to change up this whole channel, and I think I'm going to, actually, I know I'm going to do daily videos, and then on top of that, I will throw an extra video that's going to be something different. I will see you guys tomorrow in tomorrow's video